So as a graduate finishing university and looking for a role in the not-for-profit space, where does the real advantage sit now? I think there's kind of three things that we think are kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
And probably the first one is not just knowing how to use AI, because that is an important skill, but knowing whether it's accurate, whether it's actually correct, whether it's authentic. So that is judgment.
That's right. It's how to use something well. And,
Yes.
The classic example is, I'm a writer by trade, and everyone thinks that they can write because they learned how to do it in primary school, but not everyone can write well.
Yes.
So it's the same with AI. Everyone will be able to, if everyone can't use AI now, and they probably can, not everyone's going to be able to use it well. So having that critical thinking and the judgment to know when you're using something well, that's the most important thing. You can ask AI, you can ask them to spit out an assessment, but
no one does that, I'm sure.
No. But if you did, it might spit out an answer in 5 minutes or less, and that might be good enough to get you a credit, and maybe that's good enough for a degree. But once you're out working in the world, people want good quality outcomes, because if everyone's at that mediocre kind of credit level, then the organizations that are going to stand out, and the workers and the student graduates who are going to stand out are the ones that know how to use things really, really well.
Yeah.
So, you might be able to pull out grants or calendars or reports, but you still need to know, is the tone right for the audience that you're going forward? Is the information that you've pulled out, is it accurate, or is it coming from the right kind of source for the information that you want? Is it up to date? Is it what you need it to be right now? Can the information be trusted? All of those critical decisions and judgment, that's the kind of things that we as academics talk to about our students in the assessment. It's not just about putting information on a piece of paper or onto a screen. It's about how do you use your judgment to discern whether you're getting things absolutely right, or kind of maximizing your impact there.
Yeah, and I think that talks to the shift in roles too. So what is happening in the industry, and especially in the tech industry, is that the roles are blending. The traditional separate roles are collapsing, and you are tending to move across functions now. One of a really good example is in product management. So product managers used to define the product, write lists and create use cases and so forth, and then it'll be handed off to a designer who will design it, and will test the workflows and what it looks like, and then be handed off to a developer to build it. But now the product manager can not only design and start testing their own workflows really early, and start working with the designer, but they can also start creating MVPs that are built. So I think it's like you're able to move across systems and processes, and you can also start connecting them as well.
Absolutely. I know a lot of organizations where they might start out with a founder or a CEO type person who's running things, and then the first person they might need in is someone to do a little bit of admin support, and that role will grow into a communications role. So those kind of semi-blended roles already exist in non-for-profits because of the resource constraints. And it's the same in small startups all the time. So AI is going to allow graduates to kind of expand the type of roles that they're able to do into those kind of blended spaces. So an admin person might become a comms person, or a policy person, or someone who's more into the detail of things is going to be able to get into maybe a bit of design.
That's a lot of potential.
Yeah, absolutely. So using these tools to kind of expand the capacity that you're able to walk into will not just expand roles, but it's going to expand for graduates the type of spaces and the opportunities that they might be able to move into.
Yeah. And I think one thing there, then, it really talks about the fact that not only do you need to understand the mission and the not-for-profit and usually excited about it, that's why you join it, but that AI capability, and maybe it's technical, but it's not necessarily technical, but it's that AI capability is really important.
Absolutely.
Everyone now needs to be able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, from my profession, as I was saying before, writing, like the way that people, back in the day when people used to write, they used to tap things onto onto tablets, but then it was handwriting, eventually typewriters, moving into computers, moving into having templates and things like that. And then these days you can use AI at multiple stages in that process to help you do targeted research. Then you might go away and do a bit of like that creative thinking around it. Then you might bring it back in to help you with structure and things like that. So it's knowing how to use that is just supercharging things. It would save. I've used AI to do various writing activities, and it just saves me time and allows me to put the basic skill, which is that critical thinking around writing, or for designers, it's the critical thinking about what looks good and what's going to draw the eye on things. It's just really helping to supercharge that.
Yeah. And the one thing that is happening very well is that people are very good at using AI individually. But the new, I think the new sort of friction that's happening now is actually how do you share that capability across the organization? And I think with Claude Design and Claude Code, actually, it's been more prevalent. People are realizing that they've got their own flows, but it's not translating to everyone else in the team, which is really important.
That's right. And not just that, translating across the team, the standards, as well.
Standards, exactly.
Yeah, and that's probably something that graduates are going to be able to bring if they've learned how to use AI tools critically. They'll be able to bring in those skills to an organization and support organizations to develop governance frameworks, to develop team flows around things. If you have someone who's old like me diving into AI and expecting that it can kind of do things for them, but it won't. So that sometimes AI can create more work for people.
Yes.
So organizations are thinking about governance or data and AI. They're thinking about how do we have flows across teams or standard operating things. So one person might be able to pick up a conversation, and you might be able to have multiple people using an AI tool and having that kind of discussion. But if you're not setting those different standards and different practices and ways of working across an organization, then you're going to be falling behind, and it's just going to become a rather than supercharging impact, you're going to be supercharging incompetence. So I think graduates who are learning to use AI well, and they're learning how to use them critically, learning how to think about the processes of AI, not just the outcomes that it gets you. They're going to be really valuable employees.
It's a big advantage to an employee.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So to wrap up, what's a big advantage is the skills, learning the AI skills, understanding the mission really well, because ultimately now you've got less overhead. It's, there's less admin. So the exciting part about entering FNP has always been exciting, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But the focus on the mission now is more available to everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think for me the take home is that AI is such an important tool, and it's going to be a real opportunity for people. It's not a shortcut, but it can really be such a great tool and advantage to a lot of businesses.
To
lift it
lift.
up. Yeah, absolutely.
Terrific. Well, thank you.
Great.